Hey y'all, it's your girl Nim K, and we on the spot in Expozedtv.
You so fine, fine, I'm smooth like fine wine. Wasn't hitting me back, now on my line. Never hitting you back, ain't got no time. Ain't no coming back, would've made you mine.
Where are you from? PB, Massachusetts, from the North Shore, 978. What's your creative process for making music? I wouldn't necessarily call it a process because it's just something I would do anyway, whether I was an artist or not. I write a lot and journal a lot. Regardless whether I made music, I would still express my feelings in a creative, healthy way. I do all types of things. I'm a full creative. I'm not just a musical artist. Sorry, I should be looking at the camera, right? 3 things you can't live without. Obviously, air. Trick question. We would all die if we didn't have the lungs, like the air going through our lungs. And God. I mean, not God, but faith. I feel like that goes hand in hand. I feel like with whatever you believe in, what your faith is. I mean, I love my family so much, but my family would not be here if it wasn't for God, you know? I was going in between music and family, but when I haven't had my family just in different places and different things, like music has always been there for me. I love my family, JK. I don't want them to feel like I'm dissing them or anything. What's a trend you hate? Hate's a strong word. I feel like the trend of just being too cool to like do anything, like, you know what I mean? Like this trend where, oh, I'm too cool to do this, I'm too cool. Like, bro, come on. Like, I wanna have a good time. Like, I wanna, you know what I mean? So I think that's a trend I dislike. I don't hate anything, even though I probably have said it. Who are your biggest musical influences? I feel like maybe like 3 real strong things that have influenced my music: Rihanna, Frank Ocean, and Kendrick Lamar. I feel like that's kind of like the trinity there of like what's really influenced it. I love Billie Holiday, like literally one of my favorite artists in the world. So she definitely influenced stuff, and definitely Aaliyah. I love Aaliyah so much. Do you have a secret talent? If so, can you do it now? Okay, yeah. So I'm double jointed in my thumb, and I can like bend it all the way around. I can't believe I just did that. I haven't done it in so long. Like, that used to be like a trick. Like, it'd be like, anyone asked me that, like, oh, I bet you can't do this. Like, you know, I ended up, I think, getting like a joint lump, like from doing it so much. And my doctor was like, oh, it just either goes away or you can just drop a Bible on it or something. Like, it's just like a bubble, like kind of like some like lactic acid that just builds up in the joint because it's flexible. So like, if people are double jointed, like, watch out for that. Like, that lactic acid. Out of these 5 artists, who would you erase? Nicki, Chris Brown, Rihanna, Drake, or Lil Wayne? I love how they didn't even write Nicki Minaj. They just wrote Nicki. I'm a Nicki fan, but I love how they just wrote Nicki because she don't need no one to introduce her. Like, erase from history or erase from this list? Like, they would never have made music? Wow. What kind of question is this? This is horrible. Oh my goodness. Why would somebody do this? And I have to erase one? I can't say like no comment, like, cause like, how do you do that? How do you erase one of these people from history? Not even just from like your top list or like picking like from history. If I was an old head, this would be easy. I grew up with all of these artists, like literally. These are like some of my favorite artists of all time. And they're not even just artists, they're like performers, entertainers. Like, if I have to pick one, definitely Drake. I'd have to pick Drake. Just because I'm deathly terrified of Drake. He scares the living shit out of me. As music-wise, like, he's one of the best to ever do it. Like, literally, like, I have to respect it. I loved his earlier music, like, when he was, like, more underground, like, kind of just chilling with Bun B, not so much Lil Wayne yet. When he became He-Man overnight and grew that beard, like, start from the bottom now. Like, when he did all that, like, bro, he started to terrify me, to scare the living shit out of me. I would not like want to be in a room with that man. Like, seriously, it really scares me. Something about him just makes me really uneasy. Like, I feel like he has so much power that he could like kind of make anything go away. What's your type? What does that mean? Like, what do you mean my type? I mean, I don't have a type. I mean, I definitely have an aesthetic. If I don't like you, I don't care how attractive you are, I just don't like you. I guess like a prototype for like my like past like freaking 5 boyfriends. I like hate talking about this because I'm really private about like my life. What are some challenges you face as an artist? I like being too critical of myself sometimes, but that's also kind of what like pushes me to be even better, which I think is another challenge, like personally, a challenge that also leads into a general consensus. I feel like of most artists feeling like you have to like top what you did previously. Like if you make a big move, your next move gotta be like bigger. And sometimes you don't even get to really celebrate it. It's there, okay, now on to the next thing. To kind of stay timelessly relevant, unless you have something that's so timeless that you don't really have to recreate, which I feel like is like one-hit wonders. You have something so perfect that it's almost impossible to duplicate it. So it's like a double-edged sword type of thing when you have hits or have like really great things that people connect with. What's your celebrity crush? First person that popped in my mind, okay, was Denzel Washington. So it's Denzel Washington. So he was the first person who popped into my head. So I guess that's what it is. What are some goals you have for this year? I'm definitely trying to release my first project ever this year. I'm really excited because I've spent a lot of work on it. So like that's one of my big goals, is to make sure like I put it out and do it right, because I've never put out a project. I mean, I have a few singles and I've done a lot of features, but I've never put out a project of just me, you know? And to collaborate with a bunch of other artists that like I should have collaborated with last year, but I didn't have the time. It's your girl Nim K, and I just been put on the spot.